Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue is live just for you. Better cameras this week, I think, for you. We'll just adjust everything here so we've got you sorted. And we could pop that up a little bit. There you go. Wonderful stuff. Welcome. Saturday night, of course. Nothing gets past me. And we've only got 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for not just one nation, but for all the nations of the world. So a very warm welcome. We're live on the 3 platforms right now. We're live on TikTok, we're live on Facebook, and we're live, of course, on the YouTube channel. Alexander's just joined us. Hey, Scottie and everyone, Dinky-Doo, Lord Scottie of Scotland. How are you doing tonight, sir? We are fantastic. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome. Scottie, it's Sean from your good hometown of Greenock. Sean, amazing, fantastic. We love Greenock. Good evening, Scottie, says the wonderful Tups Wahay. Tups Wahay, how fantastic. Great call last week, by the way. And we've put a bit of it up for the information, education, and entertainment of the whole nation and every other nation watching from Tups Wahay. Scottie McClue, Dinky-Doo, the goat. Thank you very much. Scottie, not heard of you in a while. Oh, Ronnie, I haven't heard of you in a while, but it's good to hear you now. Do you remember me on YouTube, Scottie? You used to call me Amy. Amy, of course I remember you on YouTube. You're not still on YouTube. There we are. We've got lots of good YouTubers. If you're watching on YouTube, go down to the bottom left and give me a thumbs up. Very, very important. The thumbs up. Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue from Georgia. Michael, how amazing. Georgia in America or Georgia in the big country? I tell you, Scottie from the BP oil rig, Dinky-Doo. No, Scottie, I got locked out of that account. I'm here on TikTok. Well, I didn't lock you out, so I don't know what's happened there. I tell you, Dinky-Doo, everybody. Davy is watching, Davy, Dinky-Doo. And thank you for all your encouragement through in Fife there, Ken Lochgelly. Ken, I tell you, absolutely, the hame of the Taws. Fantastic. So good to have you with us tonight. Welcome, I say. Now then, who else have we got here? I've completed 2 more stories of the Little Engines of Wales series, says Scott Mass. Scott Mass, I am so proud of you. You are amazing. How do you do, McClue, Mr. McClue? You're looking in fine fettle. AJ, we're absolutely in fine fettle. It's Saturday night. We're all together. What's not to like? I tell you. No, it wasn't you, Scottie Lol. I think I lost my key or something. Ah, Amy, I've got you now. Dinky-Doo, I say to you. Guys, if you're watching YouTube, come on down and click the thumbs up at the bottom, I tell you. Michael says, GA in the USA. Oh, fantastic, Michael. Georgia, marching through Georgia while we were marching through Georgia. Hello. Better leave it there. Hi, Tups, we're here. Dinky-Doo, says Susan. Susan and Tups like a wee chat. There we are. Michael, phone in. Scottie's always promising the first caller from the States gets a free Cadillac. Now, guys, I've got a subject for you tonight. I'd be very grateful if you'd have a think about. And I'll tell you what that subject is. Somebody had posted on social media this week that the church, I think it's the Church of Scotland, are selling off a lot of their church buildings. A lot of beautiful buildings, some of them going back hundreds of years. And they're selling them off. So there you go. Now, I'm wondering, is it time to look at what happened 500 years ago? You got a wee cheeky in the right, Scottie. Oh, John, you're a wee cheeky. Lovely to have you with us. You're a wee cheeky that you are. Yeah, so attendance is falling at Sunday morning services, 11 o'clock, Presbyterian services. Would you be willing to go back to the Roman Catholic Church, right? All churches are Catholic in that Catholic just means universal. But the Roman Catholic Church, so we had the Reformation 500 years ago. Good belly evening to you, Scottie. It's Dave from Logelly in the Kingdom of Fife. Hopefully you're in jolly good form as usual. I've shared your post with mates in London. Dinky-Doo, I tell you, get sharing with London. That's what we want. Now, what have we got? I belong to the chapel. You belong to the chapel, the Dean. How fantastic. I say to you, well, would you be willing to return to Rome, everybody, if you are Protestant? Do you think it's time to stop protestation and return to the Mother Church? There we are. Give Chris a shout out. Chris, of course, I'll give you a shout out. Dinky-Doo. Roman in the Gloamin says, laughing. Dinky-Doo. Oh, we're Roman in the Gloamin right now. I tell you, it's wonderful. Now, who have we got here? Yes, Tups is always promising a Cadillac. I think it might be a model one. But Tups, be careful. If you're giving away your old Dinky toys or your Matchbox or your Corgis, apparently they can be worth a few quid, the right one, if you've got the box and everything. So there you go. Sean says, hello, Tups, and a big Dinky-Doo to you and Scottie. Dinky-Doo to you, I say to you. Here's Glenda, Dinky-Doo, Scottie. It's Glenn from Blackburn. Apologies, not been on for a while. Been picking up plenty of Saturday night overtime whilst football was out of season. Gladly tuning in tonight. The Glenda, that's great. I'm so glad you've been getting the work, love. We love the work. We don't mind that at all. If you've just joined us and you're live on the Facebook, fantastic. Now, we've moved it. Glasgow Essentials was proving absolutely so time-consuming. I had to park it for a while. So we're all on the Scottie McClue Facebook. So get following as soon as you possibly can. Follow Scottie McClue Facebook at Scottie McClue. Get yourselves on there. So there we go. Hiya, Dinky-Doo, Dinky-Doo Tups. Now, the telephones are open, guys, if you want to talk about Presbyterians returning to the Roman Catholic Church. Feel free to give me a call. Tell me what you think. 0141 628 9795. 0141 628 9795. There you go, Sean. Sean's wanting the phone number. 0141 628 9795. Ciao, D'Italia. Ciao, Gianna. Lovely to have you with us, Gianna. There we go. Fantastic. See. Now, who else have we got there? Derek's watching. Dinky-Doo. I tell you. Phones. Let's see who this is. You're live on Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
Hello, Scottie. Sean from Greenock.
Sean, it's always lovely to hear you. You're becoming a bit of a top caller.
Oh, thank you, Scottie.
Well, no, somebody was just saying last week, you know, we love having Tops and Numpty Heed and Glenn from Sheffield and all the wonderful callers and Kareem, of course. And it's just nice to be adding to the caller stable every week. And you're always a fine call, Sean. So now you know.
Thank you so much, Scottie. I hope you had a good week.
Oh, we had an absolutely great week. Posting a lot of videos. I had to park the Glasgow Essentials for a wee while because it was just, you know, when you create a monster, you've got to feed it. And so we've had to go on the Scottie McClue Facebook page, which hadn't been used for a while because all my energies were going into Glasgow Essentials. But it's been so successful. Did I tell you 3 million people?
Wow.
It's not bad, is it? For a Facebook page, there's a radio station that have just announced their figures. And I think they've got about just under 140,000 listening in the week. And I thought, I think I can get that for a 30-second video without a transmitter. It's crazy.
Scottie, I was actually, I posted a couple of weeks back about Scottie, I don't understand why there is no Scottie McClue show on the BBC Scotland channel.
I don't understand it either. I know that the management have changed. And what's always very interesting with me, you know my track record, Sean, right? And it goes back 34 years, right? The Scottie McClue show, 34 years, always very successful, always huge audiences, you know, always. And I never ever charged anything like the show was worth. Do you know what I mean? And yet we still, I would say, were well paid. But, and I did do a week for the BBC, but at that time they were very news heavy. And I think that a lot of journalists, bless them, a lot of them do a wonderful job. A lot of journalists don't quite get the big showbiz thing. You see?
I mean, Scottie, but there are some fantastic shows on the BBC Scotland channel.
Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. No, and I just hope that somebody goes, whoa, wake up, who's this guy? You know, because they might be new to it. Things change all the time. And I remember a big boss saying to me, he said, perhaps they don't have a job for you, Scottie. Remember, you've been about a long time. I said, well, media career over 40 years, 42 years this year. And he said, well, you see, a lot of people's media careers like 3 years, 5 years. You know, he said 42 years, almost unheard of. And of course, some of the big, the late Terry Wogan, huge. I think Terry retired at 70. I'm just ready to start, you know.
Yep. I'll tell you something, Scott. I mean, I think the BBC Scotland channel are missing a trick with you.
I think they are. I think a late night phone in. And I know that one of the big bosses at the BBC did seriously try, maybe about 15, 20 years ago, to say, look, can we not just get this guy, you know? You always know it's positive when you ring somebody and they go, can you come and see me? I can't see you today or tomorrow. How are you placed for Thursday? Something like that. You think, oh, they know their stuff. Or, Scottie, I can't promise you anything, but do you want to come in and have a coffee with me? You know, these are all lovely, positive stuff. But sometimes you'll speak to somebody and you'll say, would you be interested in having a chat? No, we've not got anything like that. And I think, well, I know, that's why we're having a chat. You see? And or the other one, what was the other beauty I got one time? Oh, somebody was starting a television station down south. And I rang them up. I said, you should have a look at putting me on, you know what I mean? Because I've got a plan. I'll sort your station right away. And there's nothing arrogant about that, Sean. I just know how to go about it, you know, in the same way that the decorator knows how to go about doing up your hall, you know. So, well, we said to him, he said, Scottie, of course I've heard of you, but I failed to see how a Scottish, he added Scottish, right? I'm huge all over England. People said, oh, such a shame when that ended. I think, well, 2 days later, we were right across England. You know, so Scotland's loss was England's gain when it came to talk shows at night. And, you know, and we did that for years. And a lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, Scottie disappeared and that was the end of that. No. Newsflash, we got another 20 years out of it, you know. And what was interesting was I said to the guy at the top of the thing, you know, he said, I failed to see, and I thought, you failed to see. I thought, that's it, you failed to see. So he was actually, without realizing it, admitting that he didn't understand how that game worked. No. And it was his station did flop, you know, sadly.
I'll tell you what though, a Scottie McClue show on BBC Scotland channel, which is a chat show with a phone in as well.
Phone in.
Some nice guests would be fantastic.
Some nice guests, because you used to do a lot of interviewing, lovely musicians. I had people like David Icke on, fascinating, 30 years ago. You know, very interesting. We used to have the Medium on. I don't know if the BBC can do that, but he was so popular. And people say, I don't believe that. And if you'd heard this guy, Sean, you know, his last call was, there was 2 amazing calls. And one he said to this girl, it wasn't just your dad, though. Your dad had a brother, didn't he? And she said, no, there was my dad. He did have a brother, but there was just the two of them. He said, no, he had another brother, love. He said, what was your dad's name? And she said, William or something. What was, what was your dad's brother called? John, right? No, this is Henry. Oh, no. We never had a Henry. And he said, well, I'm telling you, you actually did, love. You did. I don't know what you know about it, but you certainly had a Henry. There was 3 brothers. There was your father, and there was William, and there was Henry. And she said, no, I don't think so. I don't think, you see. And then he said, have a think, love, have a think. Even go back in history. Anything you've heard, anything you know. There was a pause, and then she goes, Uncle Harry, my dad's brother, he died. He said, yeah, I know. I know that. That's why I'm getting such a strong feeling about him. So that was one call, Sean. The next one, the last one, he said, I can see a man, love. He's beautifully dressed. He's passed. He's on the other side. He's beautifully dressed, and he's sleeping, and he's surrounded by red roses. I think a lot of red roses, love, is surrounded by red roses. And she said, James, me and my 3 sisters put red roses in his coffin. Now, this is scary stuff. Now, part of my brief, take the mince out of all that stuff. Yeah, make it out to be a laugh. I said, I'm sorry, but this guy is so good, it's not funny. And the phone lines, you couldn't get through. So it's very interesting. I think a lot of these people need to look at what the audience want. Every new year, almost without fail, complaints. Yeah. Oh, telly was rubbish over the new year.
Well, Scottie, at least it's better than Norman telling you about wheelchairs. That's for sure.
Oh, Norman, the wheelchairs. I must actually put that one out because I think that's a cracker. I know, sadly, Prince Philip's gone quite a while back now, but it was a funny call.
Yeah. I tell you something, Scottie, in my line of work, I see wheelchairs on a daily basis, and I'm sick of hearing about wheelchairs.
Oh, now, I think this is marvellous. I did a job where I was surrounded by wheelchairs. And I used to have such fun with the people because I'd say, shall we go fast? Shall we race? And they would turn around and their faces would just light up. It's great stuff. But Sean, I'm loving this because I know that you're in the caring industries.
Yep, I am, Scottie.
I'll tell you, they were a great accent. Hi from California. Gosh, you're attracting them here, Sean. Good day, Scottie. How's the weather in Scotland? And he's put a naughty word, I'll say, Pashing Doon on the South Island in New Zealand, from John.
Wow.
And that's California listening to you as well. It's just, this could actually be huge. If I had the money to actually promote this could be huge, you know what I mean? Because Scottie, we laugh. Scottie McClue's known to 2 billion people, right? But don't get excited because 6 billion people have never heard of me if there's 8 billion in the world. Now, I always joke, I think, I wish they would all send us a quid,
Oh, Scottie.
Crazy stuff.
I better head off now and let some other callers get on with the good Kareem and the good touch by Hayes.
But Sean, so genuinely just lovely to hear you. And I love what you do. Thank you for everything you do on a daily basis, because I just know it will be above and beyond. Here's the lovely Ronnie. Scottie, I could help with 100 quid.
Thank you, Scottie.
Is that beautiful? These people are beautiful. Lovely to hear from you, Sean, and stay fabulous.
All the best, Scottie, and DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO, sir. What a great caller, right? There we are. That's our Sean. Hi, Scottie. I'm watching from Rutherglen. Robert. Now, Robert, you, if I remember, are a very highly intelligent man. Ronnie, that's a lovely thing you came on with there, I tell you. Hello, you're live at Scotty's Phone In. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. How you doing?
Hey, Glenn Dinky-Doo, la. Are you okay?
Scotty? Yeah, I'm brilliant, Scotty. Yourself?
Yes, I'm just loving the fact that we're getting bigger and bigger every week.
I love your old, if everybody knew about you, a pound per person.
A pound per 2 billion people know about me. Right, you can all send us a quid.
What would you do with what would you do with all that money, Scotty?
I'd pay off one or two things, and then I would start giving it away at the right level. I would also use quite a bit to promote what we do, because I believe that this is huge. And as I say, if we can, I told you I'd had to part the Facebook page just after a few months because it was just too huge.
A lot of it gets wasted on stupid things otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, you wouldn't do. No, I wouldn't do that. I was looking, it's funny. You know, properties pop up. Maybe they don't on yours. Are you on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, and properties for sale pop up? And it can be anything from a terrace. And the other day there was a big castle. And I thought to myself, I wouldn't thank you for it. Because I thought, imagine if you left your car keys up that staircase. And you thought, oh, God, I've got to go up, you know.
I mean, Scott, we have to appreciate the things we have got. No, we haven't got, don't we?
Listen, Glenn, I'll give you this one because I know you'll get it. If you can't have what you like what you have.
Absolutely.
You know, but no, quite genuinely, I wouldn't thank you for it because I know too much about these properties. And I can remember about 30 years ago when I was younger, one came up, they ended up doing a telly program on it. And I held it up in front of my builder friend and smiled. I held up, you know, that the brochure thing. And I held it up in front of him and smiled and said, could this be the next McClue Towers? And there was a silence and he stared at it and he went, book yourself a serious appointment with a psychiatrist and do it now. Them gutters are 3 foot deep, I'm telling you. I'll bet the family will be glad to get rid of that. And then he said to me, and by the way, Scotty, if you want your backside caning, you come over to us and we'll do it for nothing.
Did somebody ever pay them, Scotty?
Oh, yeah. It was actually turned into a TV project. I remember seeing it on the telly. And I thought, well, thank God I didn't. You know, but...
I mean, you look at something from outside from an angle and you're thinking, oh, yeah, that's for me, though, yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, once you're switched on and you realize you don't need to impress anybody, and none of us do actually, right? You can look at something, you think, right, I've got to go to work, like you move into the Midlands, what will get, there's a nice 3-bed terrace, and it's not a bad price, actually. I think I might have a look at that.
You think we're all actors in his own right then, Scotty? We are, aren't we?
Oh, Glenn, we're all kidding ourselves on and all the rest of it. As I say, once you don't need that. Yeah.
We all try to get an impression. We all try to make impressions, don't we?
Well, do you know when my work really took off? When I realized I didn't have to impress anybody.
Was that when you were in Yorkshire? Or?
Well, no, it was earlier than that. You know, I thought, hang on a minute. You're out there, you're doing your stuff, you're doing a reasonable job. You don't have to impress anybody. And the person who's been hardest on me, do you know who's been hardest on me? Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. I thought, no, that show needs to be better tonight. That should have been better.
So sometimes it's good to put a bit of self-reflection on yourself though at times, and we've always there's no point getting complacent in life, is there? You always want to keep challenges.
Well, I have to get up fairly sharp in the morning for my day job, right? So usually I'll look. Sometimes I try to stretch it a bit till 6 o'clock in the morning, right? So 6 o'clock alarm comes on, really as a sort of fail-safe. I'm usually up by then. You know, and then you've got to go back and switch it off, you know what I mean? But usually up by then. And I say to myself, get up.
You know, in terms of what it is now, where you don't have to travel to places to broadcast on their station.
Yeah.
Is it easier for you now to the way things are than the way things used to be, where you had to keep on commuting back and forth years ago?
I had to commute twice a week, about 300 miles, 250 miles. Well, now, let me put it to you, Glenn, and you tell me. Do you know how many steps I'm sitting from my bed?
I'll just have an educated guess, Scotty, roughly. I'd say about 10.
12 steps, I think, probably, if I stride it a bit.
Well, 12 steps then, yeah.
I'm 12 steps, yeah. So I'm sitting at my work and I'm 12 steps from my bed.
Brilliant.
So if we were talking till 1 in the morning like we used to, then I could say, oh, don't worry, I'll be in bed by past.
Could you do it? Could you ever bring them days back then, Scotty, in that format?
Yeah, you would. The only difficulty that I've got right now is that everybody's not aware of it, and you could have the finest show in the world. For instance, apart from the odd halfweight, I never ever get anybody complaining about what we do. You look at it yourself. We used to get the idiots on just trying to get themselves a bit of a mention in that. But to be honest, everybody that's watching this show right now is enjoying it.
So I've asked you a question before, Scotty. Which one did you? They've all been different stages of your life, and you can't say one's better than the other. You've had good times through.
They're just different, you know. I mean, you have to be a bit brave. So when I left Scotland, not my choice, I went to Yorkshire, and of course, people try and frighten you. Go, Yorkshire folk will see through all your nonsense. And of course, once we were on, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I thought, this is for me. This.
the back, like I've said it plenty of times, as you're aware, the back and forth, it was just brilliant. It made it what it were at that time of life, didn't it?
Bit of nonsense going on. It was brilliant. We were running 3 stations in the week.
Yeah.
You know, but the dog used to get a bit fed up. One Sunday, he came out. I said, "Come on, boy, in the car. We're going to Yorkshire." And he went back in the house. He thought, I am not spending Sunday afternoon in that car.
In other words, master, I'm the master.
I'm the master. I'm going back in here. But you see, again, a lot of the business was behind the times, because I could do it just as easily from one place.
Yeah.
You know, I had a box of tricks that you could be in any radio studio. It sounded proper. It was at that time. It was the start of the digital lines.
Would you say we're finer then than it is now? Or obviously, it's more comfortable for you now as you've become more mature in age.
Yeah. I mean, like an old dog, you don't want to be spending all your time driving through the night and all the rest of it. But to me, it was worth it to speak to the people.
And going in to see different people working in radio stations and whatnot.
Yes, and no matter what was going on in your life, you could have some terrible difficulties in your life. But as soon as you heard your first Yorkshire voice, right, give us a call now. Here's the number. Hey up, Scotty, you all right, lad?
Did you, by the way, Scotty, before we go, did you watch the solar eclipse on Tuesday?
Yeah, I've put a video up. Of it. Couldn't see a thing. Thick cloud, but I just videoed it anyway. Some people, here's this for sense of humor. Some people go, can't see anything, Scotty. You think that's the joke?
That's the old point.
That is the joke. That is the line. That's why I videoed it. Said, here we are looking at the eclipse outside McCLUE Towers.
We'll see it again in, is it 2000?
I'm looking forward to the next one. Yep, absolutely. And I hope we get better weather.
Absolutely, Scotty. Scotty, I mean, to be fair, who knows what's right? Take it as it comes to you.
Here's the lovely Kyle McDonald. Come to the Isle of Harris, man. So Kyle is a Harris.
I mean, Scotty, from a generational point of view, things are going up and down in generations now, with younger generation, aren't there?
Well, until I posted on my TikTok, I don't know if you could see the figures, but I posted on my TikTok stuff that I did 42 years ago, and the young people gobble it up. Huge viewing. It's amazing. I'm known, Glenn, I'm 70 years of age, and I'm known as the coolest thing on TikTok.
Scotty, when my kids understand a bit more, I will pass it on to them to, to get an understanding of that.
Get a dinky-doo from Scottie McClue.
Absolutely.
See your dad and your granddad.
It's an educational purpose, isn't it? It's a good thing.
Well, you think that somebody who was 66 when I started would be 100 now?
Yeah.
So we used to get calls from guys who'd probably just retired. They'd be about that age. People that had been in the Second World War, full bit. You know?
Stuff like that.
I tell you.
Scotty, do you think in terms of respect from the younger these days, they need to learn a bit, don't they?
Well, some of them do, but a lot of young people, their manners and their respect are outstanding.
Yeah, some of them are, yeah.
And I know that, you know, from speaking to a lot of people, and I think,
because you can't tell that,
you know,
you can't tell that feather with the same brush, can you? Obviously,
no, you can't.
It's just
you can't.
Minority in it.
No, I've got a friend, and she's got a son, and he'll be, I think he's 7. You know, 7 or 8. What a polite young man. You know what I mean?
What is it? The old stories. If you don't respect me, or you're swearing or whatever, I'll wash your mouth out with soap and all that.
All that stuff, yeah.
and I'll get you a clip around here, all kind of things.
If you fall off that wall and break your leg, don't come running to me.
Like I said, they were good people. It's like I said, going back to when my nan were young, obviously my nan was a fine woman. My mum's a decent woman as well.
Of course, and you're a decent lad. You're proper.
They learn from the best, don't they, Scotty, to be honest, aren't they?
Please and thank you. Do you not remember when somebody offered you something and you went, oh, give us that? And they went, I beg your pardon?
Yeah.
I beg your pardon? Oh, sorry, please, may I have?
Manners don't cost anything, Scotty.
Free. All the best things in life are free, law. Right, I'm going to have to go. The phones are going daft again.
Scotty, I'll look forward to listening to Sheffield Essentials tomorrow anyway, if I catch you tomorrow, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, we're not on at the moment. We had to park it for now. Just because, as I say, part of the Essentials up here, so we had to park it for now, but we'll get stuff sorted for you. Don't worry. Dinky-Doo.
So you're not on tomorrow then, Scotty? No.
I don't think I'm on tomorrow. So there you go.
That's brilliant.
But I'll check. But Dinky-Doo.
It's a pleasure, Scotty. Anyway, as per.
Always a pleasure and a privilege, Glenn. Dinky-Doo la. That's our Glenn. What a fine fella. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Good evening, Scotty. This is Joe from Chorley.
Joe from Chorley.
Indeed, sir. Yes.
How lovely to hear you and Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo. I used to listen to you back in the day, man. It took some 20 years ago on Country FM.
Lord, yes, absolutely. We loved it.
In there with names like James H. Reed.
James H. Reed, wonderful man. Yeah, James Stanich, sadly no longer with us.
Indeed, yeah, rest in peace to him.
Lovely man, funny man. James was quite often on till 2 o'clock. So I was a bit naughty. When I finished work at 1, I would listen to James on the way home. And he was a scream.
Oh, great. I mean, I used to sort of like listen late on in bed when I was a child, you know, staying up late before I had to go to school, and I put my headphones in on my Sony Walkman. And
the public want it back, but the radio stations aren't obliging them.
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely. They just want pop hits and, you know, mind-numbing trash.
He's saying, where is Chorley? Near London? No, Chorley is Lancashire.
There are numerous Chorleys. There is one down south.
He says, I'm sure I passed it on the train when I went to Bognor Regis.
Yeah.
Chorley in Middlesex. Is that where you're from? No, you're from Chorley in Lancashire.
That's right, Chorley in Lancashire. I mean, not originally, but that's where I am residing.
Because I used to have some great nights in the White Bull.
The White Bull is that in Chorley, or is that?
I think so. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. Yeah, you've got to remember it's must be 25 years. It's 26 years since we were on there.
Cool. Blimey, I think I know what you're talking about as well. At the end of Market Street in Chorley.
Yeah.
I believe I know what
and I used to go to the market as well. And what I love, we don't have it quite the same in Scotland, but you know, Lancashire's full of lovely little cafes that'll do you the full English.
It is, that's right, yeah. Yeah, anything you want on a bun or a balm cake.
Anything at all, you just say, you're hungry, come on, we'll pop in here.
Yeah, that's it, you know, shove it in your face.
Yeah, and just a little, either there's no menu or just one little single menu, you know, and you say, can I have the, full English, please, and tender fresh tomatoes, sir. We'll have tinned, actually. Quite like me tinned tomatoes. No problem,
yeah,
sir.
Tinned tomatoes, nice stuff. Oh, yeah, chunky.
And away they go. It's wonderful. Chorley, Greater Manchester, says Lady Sheila. There we are.
Yes.
The wonderful Roddy is watching. DINKY-DOO and Caroline's watching. This is fantastic.
Oh, Caroline, it's like a status quo song, isn't it?
Oh, they're all on here. I'm telling you. See, we're actually on three. We're on 3 platforms.
That's the TikTok, is it?
We're going out on TikTok and we're going out on Scottie McClue's Facebook page. And I hope everybody is following.
Yeah, I'll call you on the YouTube myself.
Yeah, you've got me on the YouTube because I think that's the one the phones are connected to.
Oh, is that right? Is it? Okay, well.
Yeah, because if this starts to take off the way it's doing, it's going to be absolutely huge.
It should be, sir. Like you say, 2 billion people. Come on, even
2 billion. If they all sent me a quid.
Exactly. Even just a penny each.
A penny each.
Be all right, wouldn't you?
A penny be absolutely fine. But most people have got a quid now. In fact, I haven't checked, but I think that the YouTube channel, you can tap the $, and I think it's got to be a quid.
Right, for like a donation.
I don't think they'll take 90p or whatever, you know, but we're not doing this. We've never, ever done this for money. Scottie McClue is always free to air. And I don't know about you, but I used to love reading my newspapers. Now, a lot of them, I can't remember when I last picked up an actual paper. Oh, I did in the Barbers last week for the first time in years, right? And when you go on these newspapers, a lot of them go, "Oh, you'll have to pay." Now, okay, fair enough, but I don't think a payment wall is a particularly welcoming thing. And somebody told me about a guy that had a huge audience, and then he asked them for, I think it was a $5 or a $10, and they all just left. So Scottie McClue's always been free to air, and if people laugh at that, then that's fine.
And you've got to give people the option to pay out.
Yeah.
You know, if you enjoy the product and its quality, then you'll pay.
Yeah. So in other words, we've never ever done it for money. If somebody wants to stick in a red rose on the TikTok or a spare quid or something, then lovely, thank you.
A thumbs up on the whatever it is, or I'm not really too sure, to be honest. Nowadays, it's all left me behind.
All the radio stations, I think it's left us all behind. I think a couple of companies own virtually most of them. And it's kind of virtually non-stop music, you know.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, I was kind of wondering if, because, you know, when I used to listen to you 20 years ago, you would always have people ring in and tell stories.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
I don't know, are you interested in a story of mine from about 20 years ago?
Yes, of course I am. No second names and no names of businesses and all that, but of course.
No names, no pack gel. I know the
Oh,
score.
you know the score. Here's Sean saying, I rang you 18 years ago and we talked. Now it seems hold on to the line.
Big up, Sean.
We love it. Big up, Sean. There's Willie watching, Dinky-Doo and Davey. That's fantastic. Hey, Davey says here, this is a bit dangerous, isn't it? We love this. Scottie, if the radio stations won't allow you to have a show, maybe your followers will boycott those stations. Dinky-Doo. There's Frank Dinky-Doo from Australia. That would be quite funny, though, actually, you know, if the station goes, audience are down a fair bit. Yeah, I think it's because you won't take Scottie.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Boycott the boycott.
Wow, Sean says, only reason I know it's 18 years because my son was being born. He's 19 on the 18th. Amazing.
Oh, wow.
Now, what about this lovely story, please?
So, this is about a little car accident that I found myself into probably 2007.
Right.
So, I've never driven. However, I worked at a pub at the time, and it was in a small town in the middle of England.
Yes, we won't mention.
I'm being driven home. The assistant manager of the pub is driving.
Right.
And there's someone in the front seat, and there's three of us in the back.
Right.
Now, it's about 12 o'clock at night. We'd finished up at the pub, and we're going into town to the nightclub or the brasserie or whatever it was.
As you do.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have the right royal time. So we're trundling away from the pub, which is on a country lane. And right next to the country lane, there's no pavement. It's just a hedge on one side. And on the other side, there are houses.
Right.
And it's dark. We're going the regulation 25, 30 miles an hour, trundling down the lane. All of a sudden, the car hits something. Right. Now, I'm in the back seat, and I think, we've hit another car.
All right.
I think, oh dear, you know, big smash. But then the smell of poo, of feces,
right,
is just so prevalent in the air. And we think, what's happened? I got out of the back door on the right-hand side, and the guy who's in the passenger seat said, oh, my word, in a manner of speaking,
yes,
we hit a horse.
Oof.
So I get out, and there is a horse lay in the middle of the road. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't in a great way. It was kind of opened up, and there was mess everywhere, and not too great.
Not so good.
In the middle of the road. So I get out, and then there's cars coming towards this horse right in the middle of the road. So I'm stood there, and I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I ring the police? What do we do? So I'm directing traffic around this horse.
Right.
All of a sudden, from one of the houses at the side, a gentleman runs out in his dressing gown and slippers.
Yeah.
Thinking a person's been hit. Oh, my word, what's happened? Oh, we need to ring the police. We need to do something. And I say, it's okay. It's only a horse. Now, you know, playing that down, it's only a horse. It still was a creature, you know. But don't worry, you know, we've hit a horse. I'm not too sure what's happened. So he comes running out. We get a blanket and throw it over the horse. You know, not a pretty sight. So we're directing the traffic around. Everyone who was in the car is in absolute ruins. They're crying and hugging each other. You know, it's not ideal. So the police turned up, you know, took statements, whatever else. And in the end, after a couple of hours, we got back in the car and realised it was completely written off.
Yeah,
the front of the car was completely done. Covered in manure, unfortunately.
Yes.
All over the roof and whatever else. Thankfully, no one got inside the car, you know. And then we kind of just went on our way on about our night out, sort of reeling from, oh, my word, you know, this this creature has passed on, and we've had this happening. So a couple of weeks later, the guy who was driving the car, the assistant manager at this pub, he goes into the local garage down the road from the pub we were working at, and he goes in for some cigarettes or a fudge or whatever he was buying, a Freddo the Frog or whatever it was. And he goes in there, goes up to the counter, and before he can say anything, the woman behind the counter says, "You killed my horse."
All right.
And he says, "What?" She said, "I own the field next to the road, and you drove into my horse. I saw it in the paper, and then I contacted the police, and it was you driving the car. You killed my horse." And he said, whoa, hang on a minute. We're just driving down the road. The horse has come out of nowhere, and that's happened. And it turns out she hadn't tethered up the horse in the field. The horse had bolted through the hedge, and unfortunately, the car hit it.
Yeah.
But that is, I'm an animal-loving man, but I can say with all...
Yeah, but you can't expect something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's an accident.
You can't. It just happened. It was absolutely out of nowhere, and I can kind of say I was in a car that killed a horse. Even though that's not ideal. And that's just one story which I don't really tell, but I thought it might be appropriate for your show.
Well, yes, I mean, we're always interested in everything, really.
So, I've had quite a few things go on in the past, but the horse, the car that hit a horse, that was one of the more
being in the car that hit a horse. That is, and of course, horses are, well, they're sort of like our best friends. I know dogs are man's best friend, but they've been with us for years, and I mean, I don't think anybody will be able to top that story. I can tell you that. My grandfather bought a brand new Morris 8 in 1932 for £100 plus a kit of tools. He sold it 20 years later for £150 because it was difficult to get cars in 1952, all that sort of stuff. Now, a deer one night came right out in front of him and sat on the bonnet and did, wait for it, £100 worth of damage to the Morris 8. And I don't even know what the insurance setup was in 1930 odds.
It's not going to be great, is it?
No, probably not.
I wouldn't have thought so.
And the top speed for these cars, I think, would be around 60 miles an hour. So he wasn't speeding.
Oh no! But, if the animal comes into your way and you're driving a weapon, as they are,
I would think my grandfather would drive around at about 30, because he used to go out and do things like turn the car over with the handle before he started it to get the oil up into the cylinders. He was one of these old guys, and everything was just had to be right.
Well, like the old crank start, just sort of pumping the crank. Well, I suppose it is the crank, isn't it?
Well, you're turning over the engine and it flips oil up to the top of the cylinder.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not quite old enough to remember that, but I do remember the telephones where you'd, pull the dial around.
Yeah, pull the dial out and let it go back.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Which was always strange because 999 was like the most inconvenient number.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Or if you did 666, the police came walking in their hands.
You'd summon the devil and your phone would melt.
Lovely to hear you after all these years. And all I could say is thank you and dinky-doo.
Oh, dinky-doo, Scott.
Great story. Ta-ra-la.
Take care.
What a fine fellow. There we are. There were never a dull moment on here. I can't tell you. Now then, lots to get through, guys, and we've only got 9 minutes. Hi, Scottie, watching from Rutherglen. Scottie, where's the best fish and chips in Scotland? The best ones I have ever had, but it depends, I think, on how hungry you are, how desperate you are, whether you needed fish and chips really, or you thought that place looks amazing, was in Anstruther or Einster. Yeah, they did you a wonderful fish and chip, I can tell you. And if you were coming back from a weekend away at youth clubs or that, before the A9, and what's the one, is it still the A9 going up to Perth? Anyway, you came through, where did you come through? Ochterarder. And the chippy was opened in Ochterarder. I've had great chips in Inverary on a Sunday evening. Inverary in Argyll. You think, stop and get some tea because it's going to take us ages to get back to Glasgow and all that sort of stuff. So there you have it. 6,000 likes on the TikTok. And guys, sorry if the TikTok's been jumping up and down a bit. It's on a little spring. I tell you. You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
That'd be Sean, me.
Hello, Sean. How are you?
Not so bad, sir. How are you?
I'm better for hearing you.
Well, I'm better for hearing you. I think I missed you for a long time.
Far too long.
Yeah. Thank you for being you, always.
Thank you for being you. It's fantastic. And we're back doing our stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't think you ever left your stuff.
No.
You know?
No.
You know?
And it's funny because you speak to young radio bosses about, would you...
There was nothing going on here earlier. That wasn't me.
No, don't worry about that. No, the other Sean, no, that wasn't you. But you speak to young radio bosses and they say, oh, I don't know, it's, you've been around a long time now. Yeah, and you think, yeah, why? You see? And I remember speaking to a top boss and I said, if I went on tonight, would the audience come back? He went, instant.
Well, the weirdest thing, I don't necessarily say it was instant. I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a bit of advertising.
Yeah.
A bit of this.
Oh, you've got to let people know it's on. That's been my problem with the social media because it would take a bit of money to tell everybody we're live.
Of course.
You know?
You haven't changed.
No, and I won't. So if people are going, yeah, could you change this and change that?
You wouldn't.
No.
I hope to God you. And I say that, Danny.
What a lovely thing to say, Sean.
Yeah. What changes is a person that thinks they've done something that they shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah. How profound are you?
If we get you back up on, right, what have you done? You spoke the truth.
Yeah.
You spoke what people want to hear. Facts.
Just the truth, just the facts, and a bit of fun.
But you've been before people thought it was relative. Okay? You've been doing that before people thought it was relative.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going.
Really, to be honest with you, and I'm going to be absolutely upfront here, the government should ask the BBC to put Scottie McClue on the phones because then they can listen and hear what the people are saying.
The BBC's done. The BBC is done.
That's had its day. 104 years.
No, they're done. They're done. We can't. We're opening a new realism.
Yeah.
Right. There is a new news genre coming out.
Yes.
But it's gonna pinpoint the difference between what you do, like not obviously what you do, but what how news reports on other people. Right?
Yes.
All you have to do is, but you follow us on YouTube. Just follow us on YouTube.
Well, do you know, see where we are right now, Sean? See where we are right now. This is absolutely putting what they called mainstream media into paroxysms.
It's the future.
It is the future.
How other people are making money from news reports, and usually people that have money are making money.
Of course.
We're just going to pinpoint every single thing, every little line, every single point. In False News, just Google it. It's new news reporting coming out. It'll explain everything to the person that watches any part of the news. There will be no lies. It's only facts.
Well, that's going to be a huge jump, and that will show other stations, no names, up in relief.
CNN, NBC, Fox News.
Well, we'll not run through all the names. We'll just wait and see.
Of course.
Yeah, and people, the people are needing good news. They're fed up being bullied with all the bad stuff.
Of how other people make money off news reports and what you're supposed to believe and what you're not. SCOTTIE McCLUE, I would maybe like you a part of that.
How wonderful. How wonderful.
Well, put it this way, let's see how we go. I think we're going to go rocket.
How wonderful. What a privilege. Thank you so much.
There's no lies. Nobody's out to better anybody else. It's all facts.
The facts are there. There's room for us all. I used to tell young media people that don't go trying to stab anybody in the back. There's room for everyone.
Yeah.
DINKY-DOO, we'll have to say goodnight to our beautiful TikTokers. They've had to go.
Do you?
Yeah, well, they only get an hour and we're out of time. I've just realised. Sean, what a privilege to have you on.
As you, gentleman, are you still here? Can I hear you?
Yes.
Right. As you, gentleman, you'll know this, right? And as an absolute gentleman yourself, I would like to sing you this. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but you really must go. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Sean, can't beat it. Bless you.
SCOTTIE, bless you, sir. You're an absolute beautiful person, a human being.
So are you. Right back at you. And DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO, sir. DINKY-DOO.
What a lovely man. That's our Sean. And that's all we've got time for, folks. What a wonderful, wonderful show tonight. Wow. I am even more humbled than usual. And it's your fault. No, you don't have any faults, guys. Lovely being with you. Take care of yourselves. Have a great week. And we'll catch up, hopefully, God willing, weather permitting, GWWP at the same time next week. Good night. God bless. DINKY-DOO and ta-ra, lads. Ho! You've got time for one more ta-ra. Bye-bye. There we are.